Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll have to excuse me for having to read my notes. I had hoped to talk off the shoulder, as the fellow says, but I'm being skull dragged around all day today. I've had an extremely busy day, so I would hate to start out and be lost somewhere in the middle of my address. So I want to start by saying it's a great honour for me to be here in this park today in the distinguished company of His Excellency, the Belgian Ambassador to Ireland, Mr. Robert de Vries, and that of Mr. Pat Cox, the recent past President of the European Union, and of course Mr. Bat O'Keefe, our local Minister for Education and Science in the Irish Parliament. And they are here on a very unique occasion as we are launching our latest project here in the park, which we have named the Mont des Arts of Mill Street. The original Mont des Arts, of course, was constructed in Brussels in the years immediately prior to 1910. And it was a contribution to an exposition which was held in that city in that particular year and was built to the order of the King of the Belgians at the time, King Leopold II. Brussels today is one of the better known cities of the world, and being the centre from where much of the political and administrative decisions that affect the entire 27 members of the EU are defined. It is perhaps appropriate, therefore, that in this park, where we've had visitors from 60 countries worldwide since we opened here, that we should have some reference to Brussels somewhere in the entire project. The park extends, as most of you know, to 500 acres or so, which is in hectares, it's 200 hectares, sloping as it does from a high of 1,250 feet above sea level down to 630 feet here where we now stand. Over the years it has evolved from a derelict mountain site initially into a grass producing area on which deer or beef farming was carried out. Afterwards it became a deer farm producing venison, and finally in 1991 we set about establishing what we have today, an environmental cum nature park. During these transformative years, several sites of archaeological and cultural significance were uncovered, which have now been carefully preserved and exposed to view. In addition, several gardens, arboretums, lakes, waterfalls and walkways have all been created. In recent times, a phenology garden has been added in association with the Department of Botany of Trinity College in Dublin. The purpose of that garden, which contains about 32 species of trees, Irish trees, is to monitor the effects of climate change on our native trees here in this area. Now the construction on view, which the Ambassador will switch on shortly, has been developed from a photograph of the original Mont des Arts taken in 1910 with some minor modifications. Apparently, apart from its attractiveness and serenic qualities, it also provided a direct link between the higher areas of Brussels at the time and the lower part of that city. The original spectacle was demolished in the years after World War II to make room for a series of modern multi-story buildings. So at this point in time, the only trace of a Mont des Arts anywhere in the world happens to be here in Mr. Cookie Park.